Hey everybody, Rob Maurer here, and today we are going to check out FSD Beta 10.5. So I just downloaded it. As usual, haven't driven it. We're in the Pick and Save parking lot. We do have a daytime drive this time, so that's a little bit different. But we're going to kind of hit up the same route that we've been doing, where we'll go on North Avenue. I haven't been on North Avenue for a while. I didn't actually do a 10.4 video because I haven't really been in my car much, so I don't actually have much experience, so we'll see how 2 iterations of progress looks here. But we'll go on north, we'll see if there's any construction there. We'll do kind of that roundabout and that hairpin turn, and then we've actually got some interesting changes on Van Buren Street, which we've been on a couple times, so I want to check that out. And then we'll see, anything else along the way. Probably about a 20-minute video, I'm guessing, 20-30 minutes. But you probably already know that if you're watching it. So, just a quick thing here, first, the release notes. So Tesla did require that you now have to reconfirm the terms, because they made some changes. We'll talk a bit about that. And then the release notes, we're not going to spend the time to go through this. Maybe the one interesting thing to comment on here. Well, it's all interesting, but for some reason Tesla removed or misplaced the little dash. Sorry about that. The little dash on the 9th bullet point out of 12. So another little 12-9 thing that's going on here in the release notes. But I'll put those on screen. You guys can look at those. Obviously just, a lot of detailed improvements here from what we've seen before. And then kind of the other stuff here, and Sentry Mode Live. So waypoints did also happen. Unfortunately, waypoints not in the FSD beta version yet, so we'll just have to kind of manually control those here. But let me go in and again reconfirm the FSD beta. I guess I need to be in park, which I'm not. So the thing that they changed here is that Tesla will have collection of VIN-associated image data from the vehicle's external cameras and cabin camera in the occurrence of a serious safety risk or safety event like a collision. So Tesla's basically just saying, hey, if something happens, you're letting us collect the data, which fine with me. We'll stick to average here, and I think we've got everything else on. I'm going to lower the speed offset a bit. Yeah, we'll do like 3%. That should keep us within a mile an hour above. And I think all the rest of the settings here are good. So we should be good. So let's go ahead and put in Bradford Beach. And we are here in the middle of the parking lot, and we'll see if it can do it. But I'm obviously more interested in when we get out of the parking lot. But we'll give it a shot regardless. All right, so we're engaged here.
Now turn right onto North Desmond Street.
That's interesting, okay. So I do want to go left in this parking lot. This guy's actually, they're trying to park here. Go ahead. Very interesting, all right. So we did go ahead and let them park there, which actually worked out. I haven't done anything yet, except for indicate to that guy that we were good with him parking there. And we've got this car here, but looks like we're good. They're not going, we're good. This is great for a parking lot. All right, a little sudden stopping here. Sorry about the light, it's probably a little bright on my face there, but got some afternoon sun here.
Right onto North Humboldt Boulevard.
All right, get in that right lane. So a little bit of confusion there, but we're getting over. We're sort of in the middle of 2 lanes right now. I still haven't done anything with the pedal. We've got a car going around us now. I do have my new driver stickers on the back, so I'm gonna just let it kind of do its thing as long as we're safe. I'm okay with inconveniencing people a little bit, as long as it's not too extreme. So we're kind of creeping forward here. Relatively smooth creeping. Again, not doing anything with the pedals. And here we go. So we made it out of the parking lot with no interventions. That was great. All right.
Now turn right onto East North Avenue.
So we'll take our right onto North here. And in past versions, we've definitely gone into this little bike lane or parking lane. And we've got a right on red here. We'll see how we do. The visualization, though, is looking really good. It's much more stabilized than in 10.3, and I know there was an improvement there in 10.2. Or sorry, in 10.4, I mean. All right, so we took the route on red, no pedal. We've got cars in this sort of parking lane. We've got the bike lane, which we're just kind of driving in there for a bit. Now we're getting over. So not ideal, but again, no interventions yet. And looks like they've maybe now wrapped up construction here. We've just got a little bit of a street cleaning, maybe? I don't know what's going on there. But this is our usual construction zone that we've been through quite a few times, and yeah, this time looks like they've got it kind of cleaned up here. So we got a little bit of a break there, not sure why. But not too bad. I think the speed limit may have changed and maybe it was slowing us down because of that. Alright, so we've got a car turning left here. That other lead car went around him, so I'm curious if we will. Well, we won't get the opportunity. It's sort of a crosswalk too, which sometimes can be a little bit problematic if we've got cars behind us because it'll yield sometimes unnecessarily. We've got pedestrians here. Okay. And again, the road markings here are not great, as you guys have seen and commented on this road. We've got a pretty confusing intersection here. Remember, we had stopped there that one time. Okay, so we're getting... I did have to use the pedal there because we were kind of slowing down. Again, that sort of has a crosswalk in the middle of the intersection. It's very confusing. I would have let it go if we were not in the middle of the intersection there. So no disengagement, but I did have to apply the accelerator in that circumstance. But again, now we get a good opportunity to just look at the stability of the screen here. Yeah, everything is looking really, really stable. I think that's due to the improved recall that was noted in the release notes. Take a second to admire the Tesla. All right, and we're off, and then we are getting back into the roundabout section here shortly, and that'll be followed by the hairpin in quotes.
In 500 feet, enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Okay, so we shouldn't really have our right blinker on here. We're going a little slow. There's a car behind us.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Alright, so that was great except for the blinker.
Now turn left onto North Terrace Avenue.
Alright. Nice job through the roundabout. And yeah, in past versions we've kind of stopped there a little bit far back. Seem to be doing that still here. So we did kind of a double stop. Triple stop. And we definitely have the right of way right now. No cars are coming. There's a guy behind me.
Now bear right onto East Water Tower.
So we've gone over this line in the past. That was actually quite a bit better. I think we went over it slightly, but no big deal, especially with no cars there. And then we've gone over this line in the past as we come around this turn. Kind of like right here. Yeah, probably about the same there. I think we were on the line, but not over it. And I think if there were a car...
Turn left onto North Lincoln Memorial Drive.
I think if there had been a car in the other lane, that would have been less likely to happen. Alright, so...
Turn left onto North Lincoln Memorial
no disengagements there. Just the one pedal application to get us kind of unstuck in that intersection. But that was really good so far. So I've disengaged here. I'm just going to go up here and turn around so we can kind of get back to the interesting stuff. And again, FSD Beta videos are not a perfect indicator of how good FSD Beta is because, especially in, the videos I'm making here, we are... Look at the geese. We got plenty of these in Milwaukee. But we're trying to find things that are interesting here. We could just drive on easy roads. These geese. We could just drive on easy roads, but it's just not really as interesting. So we're specifically looking for interesting things, which is not real life use case for FSD Beta, which is obviously going to be better when you're just taking, you know, more standard type of scenarios. But I would say that was very impressive so far. And I think other people have had pretty good experiences with 10.5. What's up, geese? I actually hate geese, but... Okay, so let's get another destination in here. But anyway, I was saying other people seem to have had pretty good luck with 10.5 so far, and I think that's kind of the case for me too. So we're just going to kind of head back towards Pick and Save. And that should take us to Van Buren.
Left onto North Lincoln Memorial Drive.
All right, so I'll engage the Beta. It gets a little confused here. I'm going to not let it turn there, and I'm going to just use the accelerator. When we start that route, it gets... We ran into that before. It just gets confused being in that parking lot, so I'm just helping us get out of there, but now we're back into this turn, and as you guys know, it's pretty tricky up here because we kind of have to make three...
In 500 feet, bear left onto North Terrace Avenue, then turn right onto East North Avenue.
We kind of have to make 3 turns in a row. And sorry, the navigation is a little loud. It's I do have Joe mode on. I don't know why it's so loud still. I think that might only reduce the chime volume, not actually the navigation. Okay, so that was a little bit jumpy, but still good. We've got a lot of reflection coming off the road here, so it's might be a little bit tricky to pick up where the stop line is. There, we're good. No pedal yet. I'm gonna use it though, just to get out of the way here.
Now turn right onto East North Avenue.
All right, so no disengagement, but again, had to apply the pedal. Then we're back through the roundabout. Unfortunately, we never really seem to get any car interaction in this roundabout. That's all right, but this intersection has always been a little bit troublesome too. We'll see how we do here. We've had occasions where it's tried to pass the cars on the right and just kind of go around them. We've had occasions where it's tried to basically go over to the left to the oncoming traffic lane. In this case, we've got a lead car, so I'm thinking it'll be a little bit better. Which it was didn't feel the most comfortable, but took a good path. And I'm sure you heard the beeps of it telling me to have my hands on the wheel. I do, but obviously sometimes it doesn't feel the tension. So we got through that, and again, there have been no disengagements yet, which is pretty unusual for this stretch. Just a couple of accelerator presses, which is pretty common. I'm sure most people, not most people, but obviously many more people now have experience with FSD Beta, and when I'm just using it naturally, sort of in my day-to-day, don't know why we got those beeps there. Guess that pedestrian. No intervention there though. When I'm using it in my day-to-day, I tend to press the accelerator a lot more because FSD Beta is generally just a little bit cautious, like we're being right now. So I'll just accelerate it through things, which I think is good. Obviously it should default to being a little bit more cautious. But oftentimes I find when I end up using the accelerator, it takes me down the right path. It's just maybe sort of a low confidence situation. So things have been pretty smooth so far. That brake was a little bit hard as the pedestrian entered the intersection. We were going so slow that it was not necessary, but yeah, I'm just loving the visualization here, because before these crosswalks, you would have these really, really jumpy lines as you sit at the intersection, and they've changed the animation for that. So it's actually something different now for crosswalks, not just white lines. Got sort of this gray shading, but you can see it's very steady. Oh, here we go. All right, so we're getting out of the way of that car that was making sort of a weird turn, so that was good. Didn't end up ultimately needing to, but we got a pedestrian right there that it was seeing and being a little cautious for, but got us through. And I don't think we've got any construction going this way either. But this will take us closer to Van Buren. So we're going pretty slow here. Alright, speed limit increased.
In 500 feet, turn left onto North Humboldt Boulevard.
Getting passed on the right by someone that's a little impatient.
Now turn left onto North Humboldt Boulevard.
Hopefully we'll get a sec at this light and I can change our destination. So let's try to go... We'll just go pick and save to pick and save, right? Should keep us... well... So I'm gonna take over here, just because I didn't have time to get the destination in there, and it was wanting us to go straight instead of... So I'm just gonna pull over and get a new destination in here, and then we'll restart. Get north up. So, if we keep going this way, I might have to title this Zero Disengagements, and obviously we've had some manual ones here, but that's not on the software, that's just on me. So we'll get back on here, and I'm not sure exactly what route this is taking us on, but it should get us closer to Van Buren, which, as I mentioned, has had some changes infrastructure-wise.
In 500 feet, turn right onto North Water Street.
Alright, so this will be good. It's taking us down water. Yeah, this will be...
Now turn right onto North
should be perfect.
Water Street.
Awesome. So I've done this turn before and it's had some issues getting into this lane and taking the right here, but perfect job there. This has been great so far. I mean, really, really good so far. We're gonna get into some complicated situations here. A little bit of a break there, and a little close to that car. Obviously was fine. Again, a little bit of a break there, not sure why. We're going really into the sun right now. Hopefully that's not affecting the video quality too much here. I know my face is a little bit washed out.
In 500 feet, turn right to stay on North Water Street. Then turn left onto North Jackson Street.
But it's winter and that's what happens. Well, I guess it's not winter yet, but it's close. It feels like winter. Alright, so
Now turn right to stay on North Water Street.
this turn has always been bad. It always goes into the bike lane. But we'll see how we do. And then it wants us to take, I think, this left that's right immediately there. So we're creeping, and the creep feels comfortable here. Alright, so then we're taking this hard left. Alright, so put us in the right lane here. Yeah.
Left onto North Jackson Street.
I think we maybe could have made it out of that, but I didn't want to be just hanging out in the other lane, obviously. So there's our first disengagement, but I was actually pretty happy with how it handled the initial part of that turn. It set us up well. Thought that was a pothole, but it was not.
500 feet, turn left onto East Lion Street.
Not sure what we got going on here. Some of the sights you see in Milwaukee, I guess. Hopefully this car sees us. They sort of do. Alright, so use the pedal here. We had the right of way, so I'll let it go. I would have accelerated myself out of there if I needed to.
Now turn left onto East Lyon Street.
And I guess we'll see if it can go into this pick and save. Again, this is a situation where it's got to make kind of 2 turns in a very small amount of space. So this is pretty difficult, and we got to yield for this car. And we got a police officer here, that's great. So I might not let this happen unless they just go on by. Which they did. All right, go, 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 go. I'm not doing the pedal yet. Everyone's confused. I'm just gonna let it go for a second here. Come on, get in there. Yeah, nice.
Now your
A little slow,
destination is on
obviously,
the
but it
left.
made it. And at the destination. So I think we just had the one disengagement there. So I'm gonna get us to the other side of this parking lot, and then we'll head down Van Buren, and then I think we'll probably have to call it sort of soon here, just because I have to go actually record the podcast today, since this is Tuesday. And this will probably be the Wednesday episode, so this might be the last chance for us to talk before Thanksgiving, so I hope everyone has an awesome Thanksgiving, if it is. And I'm just going to put back in something that takes us down Van Buren, and then, yeah, I think we've done this one in the past.
Now turn
Because that
left
gets us
onto
a really
North
interesting
Van
left
Buren
turn.
Street.
We got a car right here that seems to be... Oh, they're making a U-turn. Okay, so we're going to go down Van Buren here. I know that there is some construction here, and I'm curious to see how it handles it. And then we'll have that sort of left turn into a right turn. And it hasn't been able to make this in the past, but again, some infrastructure changes that are helping with that. So we're in kind of a weird spot. I'm just going to actually let it start here because it seems to know the path that it wants to take, and it looks good. Yeah, yep. Made me a little bit nervous that we might hit the curb there. But yeah, that was great. And I think it even put the blinker on to get us out of there. Although that may have just been a preemptive blinker for this left turn. Some good shots of the visualization. So again, out of this left, we should have that construction. It's just kind of sort of similar to what we saw before, where there's just some construction signs in the middle of the road. I don't know if they're fixing a pothole or what's going on there. But it should be interesting, and I haven't actually done it on any beta version yet. I just saw it the other day. Alright, so we got a yield here. We should go into the middle of the intersection. FSD Beta seems to usually not want to do that, though. I think it doesn't want to get stuck. I do have a car behind me. Alright, we're going now. Hopefully they'll be patient, given my sticker. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Perfect. Don't stop, don't stop. Come on. Alright, so I use the pedal. I don't know why we stopped there. Pretty clear path. Alright, so here we are. There's that construction up there. It's wanting us to go around to the left side of it. We'll see what the beta does here. I'm going 31. We are slowing down. We're signaling. And we're... okay. Not bad. I kind of thought I was going to reroute us there. It wouldn't have been great if we had oncoming traffic. Alright, so here's the infrastructure change that I was talking about. So we actually got some good, solid painted lines here. So before on this road, my car would always be on the right-hand side for whatever reason, even though it was 2 lanes here before, and would try to make a left turn from the right-hand side. But now we've got clean lines, and guess what? FSD Beta works in it. Shocker. And we've got this sharp right here. After this, I'm just going to run us back around. I think we just have a couple more minutes here in terms of my time, so... yeah, pretty good. We just had the one intervention on the pedal there. I'll just spin us around and we'll go back on Van Buren and maybe just try that one more time. Do something, see if it does this left here.
Now turn left onto East Brady Street.
Okay, so I wanted to go right there for a second. This left is pretty tricky though, because we've got the curves and multiple lanes of traffic, plus a turn lane that I don't even know if it knows is a turn lane. Good creep so far. We're good, so yeah, we're just gonna run over this bag, I guess. No big deal though. And then I'm gonna take over and turn us right, since that's where I would like to go. And we'll just, I want to try that construction at a lower speed this time. Not that we were going too fast before, but I just kind of want to see what it'll do. And then we'll wrap up. But I mean, so far I'm definitely really happy with how this is performing so far. Seems like progress. Cancel that. And we'll find a place to turn around somewhere. I suppose probably going left makes the most sense here, and then I can take a right. But yeah, as I was saying in the interview with Alex Potter, it's kind of tough to get a feel for progress on an individual basis, because even day to day the beta can change, and it just takes a lot of miles on every single version to get a good understanding. But initial impressions, this definitely seems like progress to me, and that's very exciting to see. Yes, I know we're doing some weird U-turns here, but there's no cars around, and these are back roads. So I'm just gonna pause here for a second, put in some, we'll do that same destination. It'll take us through that construction one more time. I'll make sure to lower the speed. So we might have a situation here where we have to yield to this pedestrian on this right turn. Looks like we do. And it looks like we are. Still getting sort of those weird hesitations though at times. Alright, so I'm slowing the speed down. 20, there's no cars behind us. We've got one oncoming car there. Alright, so it's... we're pretty close to all that stuff. Okay, so that actually handled it a lot better. We were very close to it, but I mean, that's basically exactly how you'd want to drive it.
Left onto East Brady Street.
Probably just wouldn't put the blinker on because you don't want someone to get confused about thinking you're turning, but that was great at the 21 versus the 30 miles an hour, or the 20 versus the 31 miles an hour. And again, we'll just take this left and then
turn left onto East Brady Street.
We'll wrap it up. Yeah, the visualization is so much more improved. This is very exciting. The other iterations I haven't felt like they were as big of steps forward. This one feels like a pretty solid step forward from this drive. I think we just had like, what, one disengagement? A couple interventions? There's an intervention. I didn't want to leave that guy stuck in the middle of the road there. So we've got a pedestrian here that we should be waiting for. Okay. I'm just going to put the brake on. It did slow down for him, but it wasn't making it clear that we were stopping. So, okay. I I think we stopped over here for a different video once,
North Cass Street.
and people made fun of me for stopping in front of trash cans. They wanted a better view. So here you get these leaves. Pretty good. That was, I mean, aside from the first 10.0 beta video that we did, I think that was probably one of my favorite beta drives so far. It seemed smoother, it seems a lot more confident. The visualization reflects more confidence. It handled some very tricky situations, like that construction, pretty well. Obviously, it's not perfect, right? The expectations for 10.5 are definitely not perfection, but it seems like progress, which I don't want to use the word like a relief, but it's really, really nice to see progress, because we had seen incremental things, and this feels a little bit like it's starting to slant a little bit more up. That doesn't mean that it is. And again, it's hard to get a sense of that from just one drive, and we'll have to see where we go from here. But from what I've read so far, a lot of people seem to be having pretty good experiences with 10.5, so it's very exciting to see that. And I was reading, I think I saw someone comment and say, I don't know if there's any merit to this, but it has been now, I think, about a month since the initial wider release. So maybe what's happening is Tesla's getting more data from outside of California, and maybe the overfitting is a little bit less strong than it was for something like 10.0. And maybe that's why we're seeing, maybe that's why I'm seeing a little bit better performance. Because it seems like California, a lot of really good drives there. So yeah, I'm excited. I won't belabor those thoughts anymore, but really happy with this first drive of 10.5. And we'll keep testing it. I'm actually going home for the holidays for Thanksgiving, so maybe we'll get, test it out in Ames, Iowa, get some new territory with the beta. So yeah, if I don't see you guys until after Thanksgiving, I don't know what the schedule is going to be like. We'll see, and we'll see what the news is like. But I appreciate some flexibility around the holidays. But until then, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and sign up for notifications. You can also find me on Twitter @TeslaPodcast. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.